Hey, everybody. Welcome to a first collaboration that I've been part of with Mortgage Coach, Sales Boomerang, and BombBomb. So welcome to a cool collaboration representing the BombBomb family. We have Stephen, the Chief Marketing Officer. Stephen, say hi to everyone.
Hello, everybody. Excited to be here. Excited to open up a fresh conversation.
Yeah, and you have a really unique platform, Stephen, because you not only represent real estate agents, mortgage professionals, but real estate agents, pretty new loan officers that are here. Would you mind just kind of sharing, all the different types of folks that you help? Because I think it will create context for a lot of people.
To share the different, I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Yeah, all the different folks you support, because you support realtors, mortgage professionals.
We like to call, our main ICP, our ideal customer profile, are the trusted advisors. And trusted advisors are people that wear the hat. They're the solopreneur. They wear all the hats on their own. And that would be mortgage, real estate, finance, insurance. And that's really where BombBomb specializes, in the folks that need to build relationships for repeat and referral business.
So I'm going to put my own color around that, guys. This is what I love about BombBomb and why I'm so excited to partner with them on this is they help local referral-based professionals connect personally. They, we talk about be the captain of the wealth team, and really everybody that's part of the wealth team uses BombBomb, whether that's a real estate agent, a real estate professional, a CPA, a financial planner. And so I think it's a very unique platform in mortgage real estate tech, and just honored to have you here, man. So looking forward to this conversation. We also have two amazing mortgage professionals. We're going to have a little special guest jump in by Wally Elderberry, who I think epitomizes what it means to be a captain of the wealth team. But Shane, if you don't mind introducing yourself to everyone, tell us a little bit about who you are, what your role is, and then we'll get into a great conversation.
Yeah, super excited to be here. So I'm Shane Sharp over from Plano, Texas, and got thrown in the mortgage industry 9 years ago with Wally Elderberry and his team. And I was the first LOA that he hired that did not quit and or get fired within a couple months. So that's always good. So we joke about that. But no, just been, I'm the token millennial on the team. So I was one of the first to kind of embrace a not, paper and notepad mortgage world. And I'm learning every day thanks to all the crazy tech that Steve and Dave are bringing. So just excited to share some stuff that I've learned along the way with y'all. So
guys, I got to throw a little on that. He's not the token millennial. He's the change agent on the team. Wally's always delivered a very high tech, high touch experience, but Shane, you've elevated that. The way you've leveraged video, the way you've helped leverage Mortgage Coach, Sales Boomerang, HomeBot, you're just a tremendous change agent in the mortgage industry. Hey, real quick, just so people know, what kind of volume are you guys doing? How many realtors, families, size of your database? Just give us some key stats.
Yeah, so our number one goal as far as families served, really anybody on the team is serving at least 100 families a year, including myself on there. So even with the market that we're in today, we'll still serve about 140 families or so this year, myself personally. And through about 4,100 past clients that we have, 10,500 realtor financial advisor database that we're actively marketing to, and over 80,000 different nets and have not mets and different people that we're kind of going back to on that side as well. So to answer all your questions on there, Dave.
Yeah, pretty much. You guys really take some notes on that, like the level of focus they put on building a database and the way they're breaking it up is something that everybody should do on this call. When I interviewed Wally for the first time, I think it was like 2,000 database, and now what did you say? It's like 80,000, and so it's a really impressive story. I see a lot of people talking about where they're from, which is cool. By the way, I'm coming to you live out of Newport Beach. I saw Huntington Beach there. Feel free to let us know where you're from. We're going to do some polls and have some other questions. Shane, or not Shane, but Sean, jump on stage, tell everybody a little bit about where you're at and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? I'm Sean Herrero. I'm in Northern California, San Francisco, Silicon Valley area. I've been in mortgage lending for 21 years, 22 years, something like that now. But was on the wholesale side, kind of behind the scenes, and then started originating in 2017. Best decision I ever made. One of those I should have done this sooner decisions. I've been using Mortgage Coach for my, call 2017 my birth. I started using Mortgage Coach 2 years before that. So about 2015, teaching LOs how to use it, that I supported. And BombBomb is probably about the same. I might've been 2015 on BombBomb, but yeah, these are two huge resources that I personally can't live without. I knew Dave was going to ask about volume, so I pulled up those numbers because I never ever know those numbers. I like looking forwards instead of backwards. What we did yesterday doesn't matter. What we do today does. But so you all know, I have a little bit of credibility. I have closed 134 million and 158 units in the last 12 months. So my goal is, just like Shane's, I want to help at least 100 people or families a year. About 72% of my volume is currently purchase. Then that's kind of where I'm at.
Hey, Sean, your 100 family sounds a little bit higher production volume than my 100.
I'm trying to get that number down. We talked about this.
Switch. It's good. Yeah.
So guys, I mean, Sean has really become a legend. I mean, he was a BombBomb influencer. So if you want to follow someone who kills it on social media, who leverages video in all the right ways, I mean, he's someone you need to watch. And in terms of how fast he went from a loan officer to about $200 million loan officer, it's record breaking. I mean, he's a very special leader. He represents a modern mortgage professional. Are you a millennial, Sean?
I'm the oldest version of a millennial.
I thought you were right at the peak.
I'm the old one. I'm the
So he's
old millennial.
older millennial. That's a new category that was created today. So Stephen, before we kick it off and we start drilling these guys and pulling out the gold, anything you want to ask or say to help frame the call?
Yeah, I'd love for the audience here, going into something, you always want to know what you want to get out of it. Jim Quick, he's a brain coach. He always says, before you read a book, ask the questions that you want answered before you read the book, because you'll find your answers. And so I'd love to hear it just from the audience. What were you hoping to learn today? Did you just join because it was Mortgage Coach and Sales Boomerang or Sean and Shane, or were there specific questions that you had that you were hoping to get answered? Because we can take this call in any direction, really. We can answer the questions that you have, or the strategies or the obstacles that you're finding in your day-to-day business. So type it right into the chat, and while we're waiting, we could just kick this off as the questions come through, Dave.
Yeah, well, I just want to put an exclamation mark on that, guys. We had a prep call, and we have some stories and some strategies that we want to share with you guys. But to Stephen's point, service for you is the priority. So please, even if you don't get a question, you don't have something right this minute, if you've got it in 15 minutes, put those questions in. We will absolutely do the best we can to make sure your questions get answered. We want to understand what is a boom boom. It's BombBomb, by the way. Spell that a little differently, and you will know what a BombBomb is. Trying to figure out these things are moved. By the way, you guys are killing it. It's moving so fast. I'm having
it's the best way to use BombBomb with realtors and borrowers. We have videos on that. So thank you for asking that. We're prepared for that, trying to figure out how to grow new partner relationships in a market shift. And I think we have some great examples of that one too. More about Sales Boomerang and how y'all are using it for your business. So we have the gamut here, I think, Dave. And
yeah, no, hey, first of all, you guys, you asked us some things that we came here prepared to answer. So I don't know who should we pick first. Let's go with Sean first, since I've interviewed Sean more times than Shane. And you know the theme, Sean, we want to help these guys gain market share. We want to help them win with borrowers, but we want to help them recruit realtors. So, tell us a story, share a strategy, and then we'll go back and forth between you and Shane, and hopefully we'll get a bunch of ideas.
Yeah. So, I'll start off with BombBomb. In this market, with how fast things shift, you cannot call people fast enough. So the way I utilize BombBomb is I'll do a lot of webinars or educational in-person workshops. It's the fastest way for me to reach thousands, hundreds of realtors at one time, or referral partners in general, is to blast out a video. And I'll share my screen real quick just to show you one for a webinar I'm doing this afternoon. Let's see here. So I'll share my screen.
And guys, remember, all speakers, anytime you want to share a screen, just let us know. And, guys, think of this as you're having a site visit with Sean Herrero right now, one of America's best loan officers. He's given us a little peek into his laptop. So walk us through what we got here.
Yeah, so basically, this is a video I recorded on my cell phone, uploaded it into the BombBomb app, typed in my text. This is a template I already have built. So, reach new heights. I like rock climbing. We want to make our businesses personable and relatable as possible. So it doesn't need to be suit and tie all the time. Actually, I think that may be counterproductive unless it's just what you feel most comfortable in. But for me, look, let's be unapologetically authentic. So I have this template I've already built, but the message was, hey, seller buy downs are the best solution for the current market for both buyers and sellers. The problem is, real estate agents, you guys are not marketing them or even speaking to them properly. I'm going to fix that this Thursday. That's basically what this message was. I have 80 people registered for this webinar that's this afternoon, and I sent this invite out 36 hours ago. So that's kind of one of the key ways that I use BombBomb is I can't call enough people fast enough with how fast this market is shifting. So I love using BombBomb to get out invitations. And then just on a personal level, if we're making an offer on a property, why do realtors love cash offers? Because there's no lender in the mix to screw things up. So we need to communicate that we're not a variable. Income, assets, credit are fully reviewed. I've been doing this for 22 years. I refuse to be a variable. Everything's dialed. You won't get a better offer. Reach out anytime with any questions. You put that personal touch on top of your pre-approval letter, you will win more offers. Like in the old market, it was winning more faster, beating out the competition. In this market, it could be the difference of, the listing agent going to the seller and saying, hey, so yeah, you're not going to get as much as you wanted, but this deal is going to close and you're going to get your money faster. Here's the video that the lender sent me. It can make all the difference. So that's how I use BombBomb. Should I jump into Mortgage Coach as well, or?
Not yet. If you could pull that back up on your screen, I think Stephen and I, let's break this down. I'll go first, Stephen, and let's go back and forth. And remember, audience, you guys this is mastermind style. Let us know what you got. So I just want to call out the fact that it's the way he's branded it. It's not your typical LO. It's the authentic, extremely authentic Sean Herrero. He's got a rock climbing thing up there. He is not wearing a hat on backwards, so that's a little different. We've got
a little bit professional.
we've got clean cut Sean right there, but I'll bet you that you're wearing your hat on backwards all the time. So I just want to call out the extreme authenticity, and he's making it personal. Stephen, anything you want to call out that's just a best practice on how to do this?
Yeah, well, I think you're spot on, Dave, and thanks for pointing that out. There is an authenticity that comes through that only video can allow. But what Sean said earlier, I just want to dig deep on this one because I don't think people believe it. But Sean is one of our video influencers. He's killing it in the video game. There is a time and place for polish. There's a shiny authenticity inversion, and the shinier that something is, a lot of times the less authentic it can feel. And Dave just alluded to that with his personalized message. You could see him rock climbing there. And you don't want 100% polish. 100% polish is for a marketing message. When you want to communicate with someone, you want authenticity. And I think you hit a home run here. Even in the video, you speak, you're not pitching, you're speaking to people. And the t-shirt and everything put together makes for a more authentic message, which that's what you're looking for, a layer of trust.
And if you guys could stop sharing that real quick, let's go back to Fireside Chat. One person in chat just asked if you could share a link to that, Sean. Is that something you're willing? So Sean will share a link to everyone in chat. And guys, we're going to give a lot of show and tell. We're going to share a story, a strategy. The one thing I want to ask before we bring it back to Shane, and we'll do the Mortgage Coach video next time around with you, Sean, so be ready for that. But what are the results you're expecting? Like you did something, you sent it out to how many, and what kind of results are you getting from that?
So great question. So that's again, that's one of the reasons I love BombBomb as well, is the analytics behind it. I can track how many people opened the video, how many people played the video, how many people clicked the registration link. So on this specific invite, it was sent out to 1,467 real estate agents.
Boom.
951 of them opened the email,
Wow.
which says BombBomb says that's a great result. Plays, only 16 of the 951 played the video, which is low, but this is a kind of a rinse and repeat of something I'd sent the following or the previous week. So they didn't have to watch the video. They already kind of knew what was coming. And 43 people clicked the registration link that I had there, which BombBomb rates is good. And it goes deeper. Jessica opened the video or opened the email 9 times. Tony opened it 21, which means he probably forwarded it on to other people. The analytics are really what I love about this, because I can adjust. If I don't get good results, okay, why didn't I get results? Was the video too long? Should it have been more polished? You can make changes when you have data behind it.
Boom, guys, pure gold just now. Like, I want you guys to, for all you managers watching this, like, write down on a note when we did this. And if you're trying to get your loan officers to create better videos, look at the results, upgrade what they're doing, like replay that. Like, that's how the varsity players do things around here. Before we bring Shane on stage, Steve, anything else you want to say before we move on? Oh, you're on mute, by the way.
Sorry about that. Sean always does a great job of the SWIFT framework. So what's in it for them? And if you think about what's in it for them, there's only 3 reasons why someone wants to hear from you. If you're providing insight value, tangible value, or personal/social value. And Sean is providing insight value in the email that he just provided there. It's information that people don't have. You can provide tangible value, something that someone can actually use, or a tool or a system, or personal value, and that's checking in on someone. And so if you're providing one of those 3, or let me back up, if you are not providing one of those 3 types of value, you need to reevaluate the email, reevaluate your subject line, which I see a subject line question coming in here, and make sure that your subject line and the body of your email represents one of those 3 types of value.
All right, guys. Well, we'll try to get all these questions answered. Keeping them coming. We'll answer some via text, and we'll come back to those. So, Shane, why don't you jump on the virtual stage here? I mean, if while you're talking, there's something you want to share on your screen, go for it. But tell us a story, strategy. How are you gaining market share and helping realtors in this market?
Yeah, and I'm taking notes over here as we're going through myself as well. And before I dig into that, Sean, I refuse to be a variable. I'm stealing that. I know I've stolen like 5 things that you said since the rehearsal.
Everybody stole that.
Do I have to just copyright everything I say?
I copyright it all, man. That's what I'm doing. So, I think the biggest thing that we've all seen, and just came back from, I saw Dave up on stage who killed it, Dave on Sales Mastery with Todd Duncan. And the biggest thing that I keep repeating to myself, and I repeat this to my referral partners, my realtor partners, is, does the market suck or do you suck? Everyone's in the same market that we're in. How can we turn this into a positive thing? And how can we take advantage of the momentum, the inventory, everything that we have right now? So what used to be a 10-minute, lock call where we go through and lock the rate whenever a contract comes in is now turned into an hour-long therapy session, is what we're kind of going through all together here. So it's educating people on where is the market at, and what their options are. They're seeing the junk with 4 points buying down the rate on Bankrate and on Quicken, and all these different loan options, and it's just overwhelming. I don't know about to y'all. Maybe everyone's smarter than me, but it's overwhelming to me to keep up with it. Let alone, what if you're a buyer, first-time home buyer, even if you bought 10 homes, it's just a lot to go through on there. So that's where I've really seen the opportunity for the buyers that I'm serving on there, and advising them through, okay, this is what the market is actually doing. And these are actual loan options on there. So, typically when we start the call, we just start it with, this is the mortgage-backed security market for the last 90 days. Do you know what MBS is? Do you know how to read it? Their answer is always no, I have no idea. And my answer back is, that's good, because most lenders don't know how to read it either, and they don't know what it is. So let me educate you what this means. Down is bad. Rates are going up. You can see this is not me. This is the market speaking. And they're changing constantly throughout the day. And here's a really good thing, guys. Find it. We're all busy. Everyone's busy. We all have lives. Find a trusted source to go through and find market data. And obviously, I'm not going to share my screen with the client, but when they ask me what to do, hey, I'm busy. Sometimes I just read the page. Stocks and bonds are a little bit higher today, and mortgage bonds are a little bit lower. So really, because of this, we're advising people to lock. If they ask more questions, well, in housing, bleh. So you don't have to know everything about everything. Just have a trusted source to go to. And then I think the biggest thing that Mortgage Coach has allowed me to do is just to provide, we can dig more into this later, but just to provide different options. Do people really care about 1 point, 2 point, 3 points? They don't know why they need to care on that. So providing, I think, just simple labels on here before we get nerdy. What's the lowest cost option? What's the highest cost option? And what's the in between? And how we kind of explain this to buyers throughout the process on there. So that's been the biggest kind of.
Hey, don't be taking things down till
is it not?
Break things down. Put that back up.
Yeah, put it back up.
So pull that back up. So guys, this is a best practice. I mean, what they're doing, where they're showing different rate options. I do want to call out, they're very, Wally team Wally, as they call it, is very intentional about branding. So they stay at the top real quick. They're very intentional branding in the upper left-hand corner. They put a lot of videos. So Mortgage Coach has a video engine that you can put a video on it. But guys, I think a video is like you're a golfer and you have golf clubs. And there's a time for the Mortgage Coach video. There's a lot of times for the BombBomb video. Guys, sometimes it's BombBomb and Mortgage Coach video because you want to move the mouse. Sometimes it's the Facebook video. Sometimes it's a text video. And by the way, guys, you could do a BombBomb text video, but sometimes it's the native text video. So I want everybody to be thinking there's a lot of different ways of doing videos, but one best practice, extreme authenticity, make sure you've got your branding in your picture. And then when quoting rates in this market, it is a best practice to show options, everything from 0 points on up to 2 points. Because let's face it, online lenders are showing lowest rate with 2 points. Local credit unions, banks are showing the lowest rate with lots of points. And so consumers, and let's face it, when rates have gone up like they've gone up, people are shopping. If I just said the word mortgage next time on Facebook, I'm going to be quoting rates. So it is absolute best practice to show options. And then scroll down to the bottom real quick. And this is another super varsity move. They've got, the integration with experience.com. So you're seeing the most recent 5-star review. You're seeing graphs and charts. So you're seeing options with graphs and charts. This is the way you should be quoting rates in this marketplace. Sean, anything you would say or add to that, or any questions you have before we bring Stephen on?
I'm trying to write these notes as fast as I can. I don't have experience.com set up. The one thing I wanted to add to what Dave was saying about showing multiple rates is when a client brings up rates, we all get kind of scared, like, oh, I'm going to lose the deal. If you're not going online to see, because think of where your clients are starting. Every lender is an online lender now. We all have to be online lenders. So if you're not going online and looking at better.com and looking at bank rate and figuring out what they're showing, because they're going to show the lowest rate with a giant discount point to attract what we know people want to see. So you have to start there, and that's what this enables you to do. But no, I'm just taking notes. Like there's a ton here I'm not doing, and I need to be.
All
Well,
right.
and one thing I did the other day, Sean, for the first time, I because realtor, I go to my weekly, my realtor teams have weekly meetings. Why would I not go and, pop in and say hi and bring some value, right? They always ask, where's the market at? Where are rates? So we can educate our clients. So I changed it up this time. I pulled up bankrate.com. I threw it up on the screen and I said, scrolling through, I said, what would you guys tell where rates are at today? I just clicked it was a purchase. They were between 4.9% as much as 7.8%. So I said, what would you tell your clients? Well, it looks like they're as low as 4.9%, and looks like this bank is the best rate. I was like, that's great. Let's zoom into that 4.9. It's with 2.8 points. It's on a 15-year fixed with 25% down. It's like the unicorn, so that's what people are actually looking at. I think we need to be brave enough to bring that up and physically show people that, to show them this is the jump that they're getting for data, right?
That's brilliant.
And remember, guys, authorship is ownership. When you show people options and they author it, they say, I want this one, they authored it, they own it, they're less likely to shop. Stephen, before we go to the next story and strategy, anything you want to add to this one?
Yeah, I'll add on top of something that you said earlier, Dave, which I really liked, and it was the combination of different efforts to yield your result. We're going to see videos up here in a few moments from Sean, where he actually has a video here on the Mortgage Coach page. And that's great because he talks people through, but you need to get people to this page, ahead of time, and thinking about that. Like, the curiosity gap is a powerful motivator. And if everybody's thinking like, oh, I'm seeing lower rates online, and they're buying it down 2 points, and that's why they're showing that 4.9 rate, then send a BombBomb video or send an email or go on to social and post that. Say why that 4.9 rate isn't really a 4.9 rate. Watch this 45-second video to find out. Curiosity gap right there. Someone's like, oh, I did see 4.9. Let me find out why it's not really a 4.9. And then you take them right to, obviously, my Mortgage Coach presentation here. And then you have the second video to go in place, and it all works together cohesively. So
you can go ahead and stop sharing your screen, Shane. And guys, if you did not write out that curiosity gap quote right now, that little bomb from Stephen, I mean, like, the curiosity gap is a very powerful and strong motivator. And guys, we are at a time when curiosity is a superpower. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But Sean, what else you got? We're about almost halfway at halftime. So let's just throw as many ideas at these guys as we can.
Okay. So just to go to what Steve was just talking about. So here's one where I have a video integrated into Mortgage Coach. So video is the easiest way for me to have a face-to-face conversation without being face-to-face. I embraced that before COVID. It became absolutely necessary during COVID. So that is now an absolute habit. But basically what I do here is just a quick illustration of what they're looking at. Like, if you receive this link and you don't have an explanation of what it is, you don't know what to do with it. So I try to keep these videos about a minute long. I can do the same thing in BombBomb. Hey, click the link below to see your buyer's guide. That's what I call Mortgage Coach presentations, as buyer's guides. But it lets me illustrate everything for them. And it's super easy. Just record the video. I do it from my webcam right here. It pops right in. For BombBomb, I typically record on my phone because I can clean up the front and ending, so it doesn't have this awkward where's the stop button. And then one thing that I've done recently is, instead of my logo, I put a QR code, because everyone's become so accustomed to scanning those. So somebody can scan this and it takes them to a landing page. So like, if you guys scan that right now, it's going to take you to a landing page that has the 4 things I think buyers actually care about these days: a video that explains who I am, apply now, a link to my Calendly, and then reviews. Nobody cares about how many dogs or kids I have. They want a mortgage. They want to apply now. They want to talk to me before they apply, and they want to know what other people think of me. So I wanted to make that as accessible as possible. So I replaced my logo with that. There's so much to say on Mortgage Coach. I would challenge anyone to say, Sean, show me how to illustrate this, and I promise you I can build it out. There's nothing I can't show someone. And when you're telling somebody how a mortgage works, you're selling them. That's their interpretation, is they're being sold something. The way that Shane's presenting it with, hey, you said you want the lowest rate, right? Well, here's what that looks like. You said you want the lowest cost, right? Well, here's what that looks like. You can't have both, but there is a happy medium. If he said that, it would sound very salesy. But when he presents it with a Mortgage Coach presentation, it's just data and analytics. It's just numbers. You remove the sales from the conversation.
So powerful, Sean. Hey, could you pull up the TCA I saw the other day, where I think it was an open house TCA, and the link went to an actual seller buy down strategy? And I do want to encourage the audience, guys, you could pull up your camera right here, and Sean will share examples of these. But if you go and put your camera up on that right now, you can click to it just like a consumer would. You have one that goes to the landing page, and then you have another one that you showed me the other day that goes right to an actual total cost analysis. Could you pull that one up?
I don't remember what that was. I mean, I don't know that I have one.
Don't worry about it if you don't have
Okay.
it. But it was a seller buy down, and it was something you had at an open house. And when I did the little screen, it went to an actual seller buy down TCA. Just if you think about it later on.
Got it. Got it. So, well, I'll just speak to it because, so basically, for now, if you print a Mortgage Coach deck for an open house, while we're on that subject, there's a unique URL that is generated for that presentation. So somebody who's visiting can take that with them, input that URL, and they can see it digitally, which would then key them into the video that's recorded. For now, I want the QR code. I can only have a QR code because whatever QR code I put, it's where the logo goes. It's going to go to whatever I have. But you guys can easily generate QR codes specifically for your realtors open houses that pushes to this specific URL. Is that a decent explanation?
I think so. Shay, do you feel like loan officers got that? And before we come back to you with a big idea, anything you want to ask Sean, or anything you want to call out there?
So I have a limited belief on QR codes, Sean. So I'm going to ask you, the master of QR codes. Do people actually click on them?
I think so. So this is like, I thought of this maybe 4 weeks ago. So it's a beta test at this point, but
It's super cool.
I think
looks
everybody,
awesome.
I just look at and maybe California is different than Texas. I go to a restaurant, they still don't want me touching paper menus. So it's scan the QR code on the table. So in my market, everything is QR codes. Like everyone is so accustomed to scanning those. And what I really try to do with the way I run any part of my business is the psychology, right? So what is the psychology of a seller? What is the psychology of a buyer? What are people's habits? What are we accustomed to doing in other aspects of our life? And how do I tie it into what we do here? So QR codes are part of it right now.
That's huge. I mean, I can't really relate to like the whole COVID thing because Texas, we are who we are.
Kept it real.
Rub it in.
Yeah,
Rub it in.
I just don't care. But as far as that on the QR code, we tried that prior to COVID where everybody, like my grandma probably knows how to scan a QR code, and I didn't even know she had a phone, and she somehow figured it out. So that's a huge aha. We'll definitely have to try it in our world.
And that's the thing. I think pre-COVID QR codes were trapped. Nobody used them. Right. And now everybody is accustomed to using them. They're everywhere. So I was like, why am I not embracing this? And will it work? So I'll let you know as I go.
Hey, Shane, Sean, I love the innovation. We see a number of people saying that, they love QR codes. They're seeing that work. I am seeing it come up a lot in Mortgage Coach land. So it is a big idea. Stay tuned. But Sean showed you how to do that. Sean, if you could post this interview, because I do want people to see how you're doing it with open houses. I do want to bring in our special guest, Wally. He's got a few prepared thoughts for you guys, because the way he describes the importance of using BombBomb, I think it's super important. And one of my goals in today's call is to get more of y'all using video, to get you using video, to get you using it in a best practice way. So let's have Wally jump in, and then Stephen, you can share some thoughts, and then Shane will be bringing you back on stage.
Hey guys, Coach Wally here. Hey, all right, so the topic's BombBomb. It is an absolute game changer. BombBomb was a phenomenal tool that we started back in 2016, 2015, and we've used it religiously ever since. One of the biggest things that we love about BombBomb is what I'm doing right now. You just literally grab your phone, toss on a video. I mean, I'm in a ball cap and about to go play golf, so I don't need to wear a fancy suit, and the more natural you are, the better it is. So we communicate with our clients. If we have to send an email, which we prefer not to, if we have to send an email, it's a BombBomb included in it, a video describing it. If we have to send a text, it's a BombBomb video including in the text. Think of like the facial recognition that your clients, your database, your referral partners, your sphere, your prospects are going to be receiving. Think of a differentiator. We use BombBomb as a differentiator that helps us actually be a phenomenal, how do you say that? It makes you stand out. And it looks like a goofball anyway. So it allows you to not only stand out, but just really separate yourself from the pack. So if you're not using BombBomb, super inexpensive. I highly, highly recommend it. The ROI of BombBomb is just phenomenal. So if you have questions, reach out to me, Coach Wally here. And if there's any questions I can do to help, just please let me know. And I'll talk to you soon.
So guys, we'll put a link in chat. Go to bombbomb.com, get signed up. There's a free trial. It's a no-brainer, guys. It's a fantastic platform, and it will just help you as a local professional. You want to be the captain of the wealth team? You've got to be an advisor. You've got to use video in the most strategic way possible. And then, we'll come back to you in a little bit. Wait, whose turn is it next? Is it Shane? Oh yeah, it's Shane. So Stephen, back to you. Anything you want to share or debrief on at this point? Oh wait, whose screen is this?
Oh yeah, this is mine. So I
Oh, okay, you were on mute.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I like to expand upon what Sean was saying earlier about the experiences that we have in our day-to-day lives. I was out with my daughter yesterday in our yard playing soccer. I don't know why I said yesterday. This is actually a couple months ago, but I was out. Yesterday just popped out. So a couple months ago, I was out in the yard and we're playing soccer, and she's like, "Dad, what was the highest scoring soccer game of all time?" And I was like, "I have no idea." And so out loud, she just said, "Alexa, what's the highest scoring soccer game of all time?" I'm like, "Sophia, we are outside. Who do you think is going to respond to you right now? Like, we're not inside where my Alexa's talking to me right now." And so she's like, "Oh, I'm just so, it was a habit. I'm just so used to asking questions." And it made sense to me, but that's what Sean was mentioning earlier. It's like your experiences affect what you expect out of every other industry out there and your future experiences. So her experiences are already shaped of like simple and easy. I found this this post by McKinsey, and it's actually a full study. McKinsey, if you're not familiar with them, they're a $10 billion company. They have 30,000 employees. And you can Google this one. It's really good. The value of getting personalization right or wrong is multiplying. And everything that Shane and Sean were talking about here so far is about the value of personalization. And here's some of the statistics. 71% of consumers expect companies to deliver personalized interactions. Personalized one-to-one interactions, like you need to know me, you need to understand me and who I am and where I am. 76% get frustrated when this doesn't happen. Here's an interesting one down here on the bottom. 78% are more likely to recommend or refer due to personalization. And so I don't know if we're going to Shane next here, but Shane's got a great video example of the lead being passed around and thanking the person, thanking the realtor for the lead. And so there's just so much that you can do with personalization, with video, and taking the extra step and the extra mile. And it's important to do these things. And video can help you do that because video reduces the average number of touches to generate a response. These are statistics from the largest case study that we've ever done, reduces it by 70%. Video increases the overall response rate by 2x, by more than 2x of just sending plain text or sending a video. And then video increases lead conversion from 6 to 10%, which is a 67% increase or improvement. And so all of that is because that's what consumers demand with personalization, and video provides that level of personalization.
So guys, the slides he just went through are like a complete gift to you. In fact, you could use those at your next realtor meeting. Realtors need leadership. They need leadership from the mortgage industry, and Stephen just gave you guys leadership. So we'll get these slides to you. If you're watching this video in the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel or anywhere, we'll have links to everything that we've shared to you down below. And use these, take them, swap them, adapt them. I'm going to share a few slides later on. We are now 2/3 of the way through this, so we got 20 minutes left. So let's kind of rapid fire ideas and strategies. Shane, what do you got next?
Yeah, I was just reading through the chat on there, and this is funny. This is something that we talked about before. Mark Alexander, yes, what are some of the weekly disciplines that you're following up to keep people updated on the market on there? And I think the biggest thing that I've done is I've started doing a quick BombBomb video, and I want to make sure to differentiate. There's a million different terms for this, but there's a one-off BombBomb video, which I use. I feel in my office, I could do a lot better at making the super attractive ones that Sean does, where they're going out to the masses. I need to do that more often. But as far as the one-on-one videos, that's what I really focus on. So I do a ton of the one-on-one videos. So I'll do that when a realtor sends over a new client. I just, right before the call, I didn't have time to type an email, but I had time to record a 30-second video thanking the realtor for connecting us, cross-selling the realtor, and telling them. Unfortunately, this buyer had some credit challenges, but we got them on path to get them there. So instead of sending a text to both the buyer thanking them and the realtor, I just sent them both on an email. So thank you so much, Bob, the realtor, for connecting us. And these are some of the challenges that we're working on, but this is the path to get this done. We're going to circle back here. As far as on the weekly updates, what's been really helpful for me is coming up with a quick 60-second market update to send out weekly. And the audience, the intended audience on that I do, is that goes out to the buyer specifically. So I'm educating the buyer on, hey, the Fed's announcement happened last week. They raised basis points by, raised rates by 75 basis points. This is the net effect on rates. This is how that changes that. And this is a strategy to help you protect your payment. Because I don't want to give them fear. I don't want to be fear-based. I want to educate, but I also want to be solution-based as well. So that's just a really quick, and guess what? Realtors love it too. I'll share it with realtors, and I don't say a specific buyer's name. So I'll say, this one goes out to the masses. Typically, I try to put myself in a t-shirt, something that's, I normally wear a jacket and stuff to work, but people don't want to see that when they're getting those updates. I normally try to have a t-shirt on. Wally, if you're watching this, don't beat me up. He doesn't know that I'm not in a suit and tie for these, but I think people relate. I get a ton of opens, just like Sean talked about with the tracking on that. I can see who's opening those emails and who's watching it multiple times. I can see who's sharing it. BombBomb Analytics does that. So yes, and Steve, the evergreen videos, I figured you'd correct me there, man. But that's super powerful as an originator to be able to see, okay, who is actually watching these videos every single week, who's sharing them, who's watching them multiple times. Would you think I should probably spend a little bit more time and effort going deeper with those people? They're either an engineer mindset and they need more data, or they are super stressed and worried about the market, which who really isn't right now, right? So I'd rather them come to me and get that data from me versus some junk online or on Facebook or their uncle who bought a house a year ago with a 3% rate, right?
Hey, Shane, before we come back to Sean with another idea, I know you guys have done an incredible job with how you've grown your database. And I know one of the ways you do it is you get insurance agents to give you their database. Would you mind just sharing us what is that process, and also share the results? Like how much has this grown your database?
Yeah, I don't have the specific numbers on there, so I can give you a ballpark idea on the specifics there. I need to be more prepared for the next time, Dave. But the biggest thing, all this stuff is these are just tools. So BombBomb is kind of a flash to get people in, but it's fantastic, right? And it builds trust. The total cost analysis is going to help give information in the middle of the process. But then there's the after. What happens after the sale or during the whole process on there. That's where we really utilize Sales Boomerang is the tool that we use that. So the biggest thing, knowing how your referral partners win and how they get paid and how they succeed financially, we can use that to our advantage to help bring them more value and help them win more. So if it's a financial advisor, they're typically paid off assets managed. If it's an insurance agent, after the sale, they're typically paid off policy renewals, right? So knowing what your specific partner, how they're winning is key, I feel, to help delivering true value to them in that area. So what we found is insurance agents, this is a shocker, they suck at following up. Just like realtors suck at following up, just like lenders who don't do an annual mortgage review campaign suck at following up, right? So since we had all this capacity, and it's not a shocker that rates aren't prime for a refinance unless it's a cash out right now, how can we utilize our team to bring value? So that's where we started partnering with Sales Boomerang to give us alerts on different things that might indicate that the buyer, the client of the insurance agent was kind of shopping around. And we're partnering with them to let the insurance agent know, hey, we're watching this for you. It looks like this buyer just listed their house for sale. Maybe you should reach out to them, Mr. Insurance Agent, to get them to renew their policy or to get a new policy update. Because I don't know about you guys, but the first thing I do when I'm talking to a buyer for a refinance or purchase is I get them over to my insurance guy to save them $50 a month, because they associate that to me, and who doesn't like saving money? That's why we're talking anyways, right?
So guys, this is pure gold, and I want to make sure this lesson gets taught. And the first lesson that you just got here is that your database is more than just your past customer database. It's your pipeline, it's your realtors. You notice when he described his database, it was how many realtors they have. It's people that haven't qualified yet. And then notice in the bottom left-hand corner, he's adopting databases from insurance agents, from realtors, from financial advisors. And Wally and team gets this better than most, that financial advisors get paid every year on their database. It's called assets under management. Insurance agents get paid every year. It's called book of business. And by the way, when you can say, hey, I'm going to help you keep that book of business because I get listing alerts, that has value. But here's the deal, guys. Loan officers and Team Wally and Shane, they're getting paid every year. It's called mortgages under management. And it's really simple. Every insurance agent database looks like this. They're not getting listing alerts. Every real estate agent's database looks like that. They're not even getting all this. But Shane and Wally, they've got sales boomerang, so they know when things are getting listed. They know when someone's credit score went up. They know when someone's shopping for a mortgage because they're getting an alert. By the way, that's a great alert, but it's defense. It's just telling you a customer's getting ready to cheat on you. You need to get life events. And this is one of the things that we do at Mortgage Coach and Sales Boomerang. We make sure that we're able to predict who's most likely to want to sell that home and move up, or do a cash out refi, or they're shopping for a mortgage. So it's like we're tracking all these signals, debt signals, credit signals. So we can tell how much, like this family has 114,000 in tappable equity. And then we can create, you guys can create, and we actually help automate this, a cost of waiting, or not the cost of waiting, but a cash out analysis. And guys, all these cash out analysis could also be leads to your realtors. And think about it. These things could also be a BombBomb video. Like, hey, you just got an alert that would be valuable to a CPA, to a financial planner, to a realtor, and you could be sending a BombBomb alert. And I know one thing that you guys do that's super impressive, Shane, is that you track how many referrals you give to all your advisors, that wealth team. And last time I talked to Wally, I think I interviewed him, or he was part of our Friday mastermind. It was like $2 million in commissions that you're driving for all these wealth partners. Could you just describe that real quick? And then we're coming back to you, Sean.
Yeah, and I'm super glad you took it there, because I have a confession to make. Tracking insurance, getting insurance databases in a high interest rate environment seems very non-productive. It sounds like a busy thing to do. And paying for a database tracking system when rates are terrible right now seems very busy, not productive. But I think that's a very limited mindset to look at on there. If you're just tracking what the commission that we earn is, that's not really coming from a servant's heart on there. In long term, you're going to lose. But what if we kind of had a mindset shift where, what if we specifically start tracking how much commission we're referring out to our referral partners? And every time we refer, a deal back to an insurance agent, yeah, it's their own client, but they have terrible pull-through rates. They all do, even the good ones do. Financial advisors, don't you think they're a little bit scared with the market tanking and everybody liquidating their funds? They're literally losing paychecks daily. So what if they partnered with someone that looked out for their best interests? And we started tracking that. I mean, that's how, who knows what it was before. I guarantee it was a lot less than $2 million, because we were not being intentional with it, with Sales Boomerang and some of these other tools to be able to use with that. So I think just coming from that aspect on there, and people ask me all the time, what pushback do you get? People surely don't give you all their database. 99% of people, their only concern is like, why are you doing this? What's the catch? What do you get out of this? Right. And all we ask in return is to allow us to serve those families whenever rates dip down, or whenever they have any kind of a need. We'd love to serve them whenever the opportunity pops up.
And guys, check this out. So first of all, if you are a mortgage advisor and you're making this promise that, hey, my advice is going to help you build wealth with real estate faster, and by making smarter decisions. And I'm going to proactively coach so you have the best loan over time. First of all, how are you going to do that without these platforms? And how are you going to personally connect if you're not using video? And then guys, this is a time to farm. Like, this rate watch is going to come back. And one of the features of Boomerang is that we're tracking your database. We know what rate they have. We know when it's beneficial. And then it automatically creates this total cost analysis. So when rates do start to tip down and you have these settings in Rate Watch, it's going to start automatically creating these TCAs. And then you can decide, hey, do I want to call the family? Do I want to have it automatically send to the family? Do I want to put a BombBomb video on it and send it to 2 people? So you can really help families, like, as the rates start to tip down, like, here's what you got currently. This is what refinancing could mean. And then one of the beauties of our total cost analysis is if you took the savings and you prepaid the mortgage, look at this, you could pay off the home 21 years faster. So guys, like, what we're talking about, like, if you implement these ideas, it could be game changing. So Stephen, I want to bring it back to you. Anything you want to share before we bring Sean back on stage?
There's just a bunch of questions on how is it different than just dropping videos in. So I just wanted to quickly, for those of you not familiar, with BombBomb, I'm in my Gmail. This is my real email, so I don't know what what emails are there. But I just want to show you in terms of the personal videos, not the evergreen ones. When you click record here, in your BombBomb, my window popped up on my other screen here. Like, it turns on your camera. This would work the same in Outlook or any one of the integrations that we have. And you would hit the record button, it would wave, or I would hold up a personal handwritten message, which I have a whiteboard that I use, which is over here a lot. And that tells someone that the video is just for them. So I would write, hey, Shane, if I was sending this video to Shane on my whiteboard, and just hold it up in the beginning. Not because, I think it's a fancy way to do it, because it instantly conveys to Shane that I did this specifically for him. And when you give someone your time, they're more likely to give you your time back to you, or their time back. And so you record your video, you hit the stop button, you don't even watch it again because it's you leave. If it's 1-to-1, you don't need to make any adjustments, and hit the save button. And this is why it's different than just putting a video into Outlook or anything else, because that's the way that the video appears. They know it's 30 seconds. It's not a black box. They know what they're getting into. That's why you keep the video short, because the timestamp is on there. They see, or Shane sees, the custom message I would have had on there for him if I would have held up the whiteboard. And now I have something compelling. And if you're sharing some of those stats that we were just going over the past couple of minutes, and you bring that up on the screen, because you can record your screen too, and it could be you and the screen, and you share some of those statistics where you using that curiosity gap in the thumbnail. And that's what's going to get people to play that video, because they're like, wait a second, is that my address on the screen? Is that my, you put something of theirs up there on that video, and then you get your play.
And that the whiteboard is a game changer for, I don't typically use the whiteboard technique for someone that knows they're expecting me to reach out.
Right.
I find my play rate is really high anyways, just because who sends video, right? But for like a realtor that maybe that you did a deal with a long time ago, and heaven forbid you didn't follow up, or a realtor that was introduced to you by someone that you don't know, no one's doing the whiteboard technique. It's just, no one does it. And your play rate is insanely high whenever you do that.
So guys,
let me jump in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
No, let me say one thing, and then you have the stage for the next 5 minutes. So, guys, but little things, and you add up all these little things that you've heard today, this could be career changing. But go ahead, Sean, share what you wanted to share, and then share the last idea of the day.
Yeah. So just on the whiteboard, there was a real estate agent I was trying to get a meeting with. Tried calling, tried everything we normally do. I did the whiteboard, and I got the meeting. She replied immediately, because she knew it was for her. It wasn't just, oh, here's another lender sending a mass video out, right? So the whiteboard can be a game changer. And then what I love about BombBomb as well, with the timestamp, it rounds down. So if you have a 1:20 video, it's going to say it's a minute long. And that's by design. Like, the longer the video, the less people are going to watch it. So they round that down as well, but try and keep it short and sweet. I try to think of my videos like Super Bowl commercials. If I'm going to spend $5 million for 30 seconds, I need to make my point quickly. So that's what I wanted to say on that.
Where do you think of these awesome taglines, Sean? And like, where can I drink out of this fountain, man. Like,
You can re-listen to this over. So Sean, last idea, we got 5 minutes. In
Okay.
3 minutes, try to give us a closing idea.
So I'm going to give, so we were, Shane was talking about doing mortgage reviews, annual mortgage reviews. So we do quarterly mortgage reviews, and everyone's like, why would you bother doing that when rates are higher? Think about what people who bought last year before are thinking. All they're hearing is the market's going to crash. Home values have gone down. You could have gotten the home for less. And they may not feel good about that. So we do quarterly mortgage reviews as a referral to ask, right? So my thing is be unapologetically authentic. I'm not going to call somebody to ask them for something because it's a self-interest, right? So what I try to give them is value. Where's my screen share? So here's an example of one. So I sent this out last week. Basically, these guys bought a house last year or earlier this year. The rate's at 3%. Currently, it'd be 6.25. Whenever I sent this, would have been 6.25. So why would I bother making this, right? There's no refi opportunity here, but there is an opportunity to say, hey guys, congratulations. I'm so glad you bought when you did. Because if you bought the same house today, your monthly payment would be $1,800 more per month, and you would pay over $155,000 more in interest. So as you hear people talking about how prices have come down, just remember how lucky you are to have gotten the rate you had, because the cost of money is what determines affordability, not the cost of the home. If you have any friends or family that would like a mortgage review like this or looking to buy in the current market, we would love to help them. Thank you so much. Hope all is well. And that's basically what this video says. I mean, how good do you feel about buying at the height of the market when you save $2,000 a month and you're going to save 150 grand in just the first 5 years alone? And then they share that message. Hey, everyone's trying to bring me down about my home purchase, but guess what? I'm saving so much money. It's insane. So that's really what I try to do is, again, like I can use MortgageCoach, BombBomb to do anything and everything. And I believe in having a very small toolbox. So the only 3 things that I can't live without: BombBomb, MortgageCoach, MBS Highway. And the MBS Highway is the chart, if you're not using it already, that Shane showed you earlier to show what mortgage bonds are doing. You're unstoppable with those 3 things. I mean, if you didn't want to have the MBS Highway, you can get 10-year treasury for free, on a stock app if you wanted to, but you can do anything.
Mortgage
Rate Watch.
Rate Watch, which is everyone's computer
So-
in office has Rate Watch up.
So guys, that was a mic drop moment. And what Sean is doing, having these quarterly reviews, could be career changing. Remember guys, the quote I showed, you want to have mortgages under management. Mortgages under management are annual reviews, quarterly reviews. They're making sure that you have an alert platform. The only thing you missed there, Sean, is Boomerang, sales Boomerang. Think about this, guys. I'm going to close with what I think is super important. It is super important, guys, that you get to first-time home buyers first. So this is a first-year loan officer, 10th month in the business, did $1 million in volume the month before, got a referral from a realtor, and the first-time buyer said, I want to wait a year. And the loan officer said, hey, wait, let's look at this. And one, he showed affordability strategies like, hey, you could do a seller buy down and lower the rate. And then 2, he showed a house hack strategy. He said, hey, you could rent out 2 of those bedrooms in this market, get $650 a month, give that to a financial planner, by the way, Captain of the Wealth team, and look at your net worth in 5 years. Now, guys, one of the things you can do with Sales Boomerang is you can get alerts when someone graduates from high school. So you can reach out to that family. If you do what Sean did, show them what a great rate they have and how it's better. And by the way, let me show you a way that you can help pay for your kids' education by house hacking. Or every time someone in a household graduates from college, hey, let's have a conversation with that family about duplex, triplex. How do we make that our first house? Guys, this is what the Captain of the Wealth team does, is they use video. BombBomb is the leader. We have an integration coming on that. They give advice, not price. They have borrower intelligence, so they know what's happening in that database. They're market experts. Stephen, how would you like to close this out? Any closing words, any closing thoughts before we close it out?
Yeah, like I did before, I'll just expand off of what Sean was saying too. Sean was dropping gold there, like you mentioned. If people's lives work off of associations and heuristics. They have, when something happens, they feel or they do this thing. And what Sean was describing in his past example, sending out the video, even though they're not going to refinance, obviously, Sean is associating himself with good feelings and feelings of success. And if you do not insert a video into that message, you will not reap the rewards, because the next time that person thinks of Sean, they're going to associate Sean with good feelings and a successful outcome. And that's why he's getting those referrals. And so, you know, you should be in front of more people more often. That's the fact. But time and distance and technology keeps you apart from the people that matter the most. Video is the way to bridge that gap. And it's not just video, it's video with value. And if you use video plus one of the 3 elements of value, you have a surefire way of making sure that people are excited when they hear from you. Because every video you send, every message you send, everything that you do teaches someone whether or not they should open your next message or open or play your next video. So you are teaching people what to do. And if you match video with value at the same time, you are teaching them that when you communicate with them, they need to open it up.
So if you like that video with value, give us a little heart down below. We like hearts. Let's close this thing out. We've told you how to learn more about BombBomb, BombBomb.com. If you want to learn more about Mortgage Coach or Sales Boomerang, we've got links for those. Look at all the hearts. Thank you, guys. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, give us a like, share this with your mortgage friends, you know, people that you care about, you want to see be more successful. Share this with your management team, both us and the BombBomb team. We love to help people win. We love local referral-based professionals. And we really do believe that we can change how people get into debt in America. We can get more families into homeownership with affordability strategies, with advice, and we can help families have the American dream. And the American dream is not just homeownership. The American dream is homeownership and financial freedom. And to achieve that, you guys really need to embrace a tech stack like the one we've described today. So Sean, you the man, appreciate you. Shane, we got to do more of this. So you're the man.
Always, brother.
And then Steven, our first call together. Can't wait to collaborate more. Guys, we appreciate your time and your attention. This call is a wrap. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.